Hello, today is Saturday the 15th of February 2025 and I am in Switzerland in Canton Graubünden and I'm going to Silvrettahütte. And I started this morning around 1,000 meters at Monbiel and I climbed all the way up through the forest. And now the forest is thinning out. I'm gonna show you. And then there is this section where it's gonna be kind of flat. And then see the mountain, this mountain in the back. 1 second. That mountain. So I have to go get to that mountain and then I'm gonna sort of start climbing on it. And from the base of that mountain, I still have maybe another 600 meters of altitude gain. So close to 2,000 feet, if you like imperial metrics. So much of the difficult ascent begins there. But this part that I've done so far, while not difficult, it is still exhausting. And however, the reason why I chose today is because the weather is amazing. You see, it's picture perfect with no clouds, no fog, nothing. I attempted this trail in April of last year, actually on Easter Day last year, and boy, it was rough. So last year the snow was much deeper here in this valley. And there had been a lot of avalanches, and just getting past the avalanches was tough. And then, wow, the wind is really cold. And then it had been kind of warm, so the snow was deep, but it was also super wet. And then around lunchtime, when I actually got to the base of that mountain, it started raining. And not only did I get soaked and cold, but the snow became very wet and it took on this like gelatinous consistency that was extremely difficult to navigate. And unfortunately I had to bail. Luckily I made it back to Garfjön in time before sunset. Garfjön is like a sheep farm that also has like a restaurant. Well, in winter it's closed, but I managed to shelter there and make it back to the road all the way. But this year the weather is amazing. Tomorrow they said it's going to be cloudy, but it shouldn't snow. It snowed a bit last night, which is why everything you see is glazed in this powder. A lot of the powder is new from last night, but it's the snow is really good and the weather is kind of good. I don't like the weather in this channel particularly. So when you get these shaded valleys that are very deep, and that kind of, especially if they have some kind of water running through them, these valleys tend to become drains for cold air because cold air is heavy and it sinks. So it flows like water on the sides of the valley and then through the valley itself. And right now I can feel this kind of like minus 10 degree slow moving, I don't know, breeze kind of flowing through the valley, particularly also from the sides of the mountain. So yeah, these valleys are always tough but my hope is as soon as I make it to the light, to the sunlight, then I'll be able to warm up, because the weather is actually pretty good and it's not supposed to be problematic. So there is a bridge, see, where the kind of the forest meets the other side of the mountain. There's a bridge there, and basically as soon as I cross that bridge I should be in the sunlight, and then it will be much warmer, like much warmer. But yeah, check out this fog. See, this is the stuff that the minus 10 degree stuff that really gets you. Like, I'm already starting to get frostbite on my left hand, and theoretically in the sun it should be minus 1 degree Celsius, but here it's minus 10. Okay, let me stop, hurry to the sunny side, and then I will be almost certainly recording more once I get there. So yeah, see you in a bit. I made it. It took me 6 hours, much longer than I expected, but I made it to the cabin. Unfortunately, because the normal path that you would take to go to the cabin is very steep and very snowed in. You don't really follow that one, so you have to climb higher and descend. So that was very exhausting because the snow is very powdery. So the final part of that mountain that I showed you earlier, that I said this is gonna take me 2 to 3 hours, that took me 4 hours. And it was very exhausting because when you take 2 steps forward and you slide 1 step back, it's very demoralizing, but oh well. And that is the sunset. And this morning I started, whoopsie, there somewhere beyond the forest. And yeah, I'm shooting with a selfie camera because I'm not sure what happened to my normal camera. It's very foggy, so I can't shoot with that one. But don't worry, I'm not gonna show my face. Yeah, so I made it, and I made it with, I would say, 15% energy budget. And it's not the closest call I've ever had in the mountains in winter. Like, I once got somewhere like with 5% energy left, and I thought, like, if I don't find the cabin within the next 20 minutes, this is gonna end badly and I'm gonna have to call rescue. But I've never called rescue in my life, so knock on wood, it never happens. I actually do plan these. I mean, yeah, I do plan these somewhat carefully. Maybe not so much in Switzerland because I know my way around, but for example in the US I plan them very carefully. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. There is the sunset. It is cold. It is minus 5-ish. And last night it was minus 11, but today is going to be better. And tomorrow they said we're going to have clouds, which is generally not good news. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. I'll wake up tomorrow and see what it looks like. But I think this is going to be hard. Also going down, not just coming up, because I have to go back over that ridge full of powdery snow that I crossed today. Okay, well, that being said, my hands are completely frozen. I hope I can click stop. And I might take a little bit more video tomorrow, but if not, see you later. Good morning. Today's Sunday, the following day, and I made it to 2,400 and I think 30 meters, at least according to my GPS. And this is the highest point today. The cabin is in this valley that you're looking at below somewhere, and just wanted to show you where we are. So that is a glacier, a smooth surface. I mean, it's covered in snow so you can't see it, but that's a glacier. And beyond that mountain is Austria, and there's a pass there that people take in summer to cross into Austria. Well, into Austria and into Switzerland. There's there's a network of huts, and people like to do like multi-day treks, and these are usually on either side of the border, because that's just how the trail goes. And the weather today is absolutely gorgeous. In fact, it's so beautiful that I have to wear goggles just to take the edge of the brightness. And I want to show you where I'm going today. Whoops. Hold on. Yeah. This is also the way that I came back yesterday, and it's mostly downhill. So in summer there is a way to get to the Silvretta cabin that you don't have to go up and down. You can just go up to the cabin. But the summer path is really not practical in winter because of the avalanche dangers. So in winter we go over this mountain ridge and you descend back to the hut. And don't get me wrong, this path is also steep, but it's just less avalanche prone. So that's why we do it this way. And whoa. See, sometimes there are hidden dangers in the snow. Okay, so here we are at the top of the pass, and then I have to go down into that valley, and then there is a path to go all the way down. It's long, but it's safe, or at least it's relatively safer compared to the other path. And yeah, if the weather is beautiful, then there's really nothing to complain about. Yesterday I ran out of water, so I had to eat snow, which you shouldn't do, because there's just no way that you could eat enough snow to quench your thirst, and it will really mess with your stomach and everything. But I knew I was close to the cabin, so I just needed to sort of like wet my tongue and my lips a little bit. So again, I usually know what I'm doing, so don't take my advice. Trust your own instincts and your own experience, and do what's best for you. Okay, well, that being said, I think this concludes this weekend's adventure. I probably will do, I don't know, 1 or 2 more this winter. Probably one in March, one in April, depends also on how the weather cooperates. And yeah, just to quench my thirst for winter wonderland experiences. And all that being said, thanks for bearing with me. And as always, see you later. Bye bye.